Hey, what's going on? It's Eric. Today I'm going to do a video. It's going to be a tattoo video, and it's going to be about the three sides of a line. Because, most of the time when you outline, the stencil is going to be there. You're going to outline right on top of the stencil. Just basically trace the stencil and, do your lines right on the purple stencil. But there's some times when you're going to have to, instead of going right on top of the purple stencil, you're either going to have to go to the one edge or the other edge, depending on what you're doing. But all right, the easiest way to explain this is if a girl comes in, she wants like a little yin yang on her wrist or something. Okay, if you did the two little circles, I'll show you. I have a picture. Okay, so here's a yin yang. Now, if you notice the top circle, which is the one that's outlined with the black pencil, if you notice, there's a little red ring. I don't know if you could see it, but I made the red circle, and the red circle in the middle of that is the same size as the red circle at the bottom. Okay, so with this, you have to really make the outline along the outer edge of that circle, because if you did it right on the stencil, like the purple stencil, in this case it's red, right on the red outline, it's going to be too small, and it's going to look like, when you color in that black, that circle is going to look like a smaller circle than the one on the white side. Okay, so you can make up for it if you draw the stencil and you make the circle on the black part of the yin yang. If you make it a little bigger, then you can follow right on the outline. But the circle on the black part has to be bigger than the circle on the white part. Otherwise, it's going to appear smaller when you actually color it in. I've seen people do it, and I've seen people fuck them up all the time. So that's why I'm doing this. And there's other things. Sometimes with lettering, you have to do it. Well, usually when you get into smaller work, if you're doing a big yin yang like this, both circles could be exactly the same. You're not going to notice that little hair difference. You know what I mean? But when you get into small stuff like this little girly stuff on the wrist or whatever, you have to really, worry about where your outline is. And the same thing holds true for the black part and the white part. This line here, if it's small enough, you really should stay to the outer edge, or I should say, keep the line on the black side of this edge right here, so that the black side doesn't look bigger than the white side. You know what I mean? If you did that, draw a couple of small yin yangs and color them in like that. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm sure if you haven't been doing that, and I'm sure you notice that the black side is bigger when you finish the yin yang. Sometimes the black side looks bigger than the white side. It's because the line, you follow it right on top of the stencil, and the line is like over. You know what I mean? You're crowding in on the white. So that's it. Three sides of a line. I was actually going to write about that in an upcoming book, but I just can't see myself writing any more tattoo books. I don't know. I think I'm burnt out on that. Maybe I will, though. Who knows? But so I figured I'd make a video for to let people know about my thoughts on that. And so that's about it. So there's three sides of a line. You can either go on top of the line to one edge or the other edge of the line, depending on what you're doing. You really got to think it through, especially if you're doing do these little small walk-in stuff for these girls that come in for this crazy shit, and which I love doing, man. I live for these little tattoos. I could do them all day long. I'd rather do little tattoos sometimes than bigger tattoos, because a lot of times these little things have more meaning to the person than some guy walking in getting some cool dragon on his arm, and he's gonna dish out $4,000 to get his whole fucking arm. It's like, and like a lady coming in getting something with her kid's name, that has more meaning. So it kind of means more to me too. Even though you're not getting as much money for it, it just means more to the person, I think. But yeah, so I guess that's about it, and I will talk to you later.